What is your favorite verse of the Megillah? We'll be reading the entire book of Esther tonight as well as tomorrow. Is there a particular verse that stands out? And over the last couple of weeks, we've had a number of classes here on the Megillah, and one verse stood out. And I want to share the message that it has, which I think is incredibly powerful in all of our lives. I'll begin with a question. We have many famous characters in the book of Esther, and children will be dressed up like Achashverosh, like Esther, like Mordechai, perhaps even like Haman. Most of the characters, however, stay the same throughout the story. Haman is an evil man beginning to end. Mordechai is a righteous leader of the Jewish people, cool presence, calm, inspirational figure that the Jews are fortunate to have as their leader. Achashverosh is a wild, evil, and foolish king the entire story. Don't be fooled by the fact that suddenly he became closer to Mordechai and Esther. No, he was still the same rotten individual who just like this sent away or killed Vashti, just like this agreed to Haman's advice to annihilate, God forbid, the Jewish people, and then just like this then hung Haman on the gallows. He is also a static character throughout the story. If there is someone who, in my estimation, changes throughout the story, it is Esther. We know Esther's an orphan. We know her parents were killed in the fall of Jerusalem, and throughout the first 4 or 5 chapters of the Megillah, we see her as very passive. She listens to the instructions of Mordechai. She doesn't disclose her identity, but she doesn't say much else or do much else. When she's asked which perfumes she wants, she doesn't ask for anything, simply follows the guidance, the instructions of Mordechai. When Mordechai asks her to plead her case to the king, she immediately declines and says, I'll be risking my life if that happens. Fast forward to the second half of the Megillah, when she does agree to go in front of the king. She is anything but passive. She's anything but the guided missile that Mordechai sends, because she is taking the initiative herself. When the king says, Esther, what do you want? She doesn't immediately follow Mordechai's instructions. She comes up with her own game plan, inviting them to a party. And at the party, she feels the time is not right, and she invites them to a second party. Even prior to approaching the king, it is she that directs Mordechai to get the Jewish people to fast, and she davens and fasts as well. And after Haman is killed, she continues to be there every step of the way, furthering the victory for the Jewish people. Which begs the question, how did this transformation happen? At what point in the story? I mean, it's pretty easy to see. It's from when Mordechai originally tells her to approach the king. Then she hesitates. Then Mordechai says something to her. After which, not only does she agree to go, but it seems as if she is a changed person. What is that verse? What is that turning point? That, to me, is my favorite line of the Megillah. Mordechai tells Esther, Mi yodeya, who knows, im le'es kazot higat lamalchus. If it was not for this reason that you became queen. What were the odds, Esther, that you would have been chosen? You didn't even want the job. You were chosen. This happened for a reason. Hashem is acting through us. You were put in the position to be the individual through whom the salvation of the Jewish people will come. Mi yodeya, who knows? And Kabbalah says something fascinating about that line. There's some areas of our life that are yodeya. We know why we're in this position. We know why we chose the spouse that we are. Perhaps we know why we're in the job that we are in. Certain people have lives that are very yodeya. Sometimes, though, we have moments of yodeya. Who would have thought? Why, me? I'm in this position? This isn't for me. This must be for someone else. What is Hashem thinking? And that is when Mordechai says, Mi yodeya, im le'ez kazot higat lamalchus. Who knows, if it wasn't for this moment that you became queen. And after that, Esther has a confidence. She recognizes that she is the ambassador of Hashem. She's not walking alone. that is the moment that so much changes throughout the story. When we read the book of Esther, let's imagine ourselves as an Esther. Hashem needs us. We have a mission to play in the world that only we can do. When we believe that we are Hashem's shliach, we are Hashem's ambassador, God knows exactly where we need to be, the circumstances of our life, the relationships that we know, our resources, our blessings that we have. They were given to us for a reason, that we can bring salvation and victory to someone else. We can cause brachos to someone else. We are a character in this great cosmic story of creation. And it's on our shoulders to bring brachos to the Jewish people and to the world at large. And when we know that we are Hashem's shliach, Hashem's ambassador, it's that much easier to do it with joy and with confidence. Happy Purim.